Hi viewers, let's take a look at questions involving improper fractions. And this question on the screen is what we're going to be looking at. But before we get into this question, let's review. Let's see how much you know about improper fractions. I'm going to give you a 3-question quiz and you're going to be answering true or false. Question number 1. Fractions are not numbers, so they shouldn't be written on a number line. True or false? If you said false, you are correct. Fractions are numbers, and any number can be written on a number line. Okay, next question. Improper fractions are fractions that are not written properly. True or false? Again, false. Improper fractions simply mean fractions that are greater than 1. So as long as a fraction is greater than 1, it's an improper fraction. Okay, last one. 4/3 and 1 1/3 are both improper fractions. True or false? That's true. 4/3 and 1 1/3 are both improper fractions because they are both greater than 1. Let's look at a book that I usually use, and let's look at one of the pages in the book. So we must remember that a fraction greater than 1 is called an improper fraction. And here we have 3 pictures that will try to show that. Let's look at the first example. Look at the number line. The number line starts at 0 and it goes all the way to, well, it actually goes past 1. Do you know where improper fractions fit on this number line? Well, it fits after 1 because improper fractions are fractions greater than 1. So this here is an improper fraction, and this one across here is also an improper fraction because it's greater than 1. So what fractions fit in that line? Let's read. Between the gap from 0 to 1, there are 4 parts. Can you see those 4 parts? They go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 parts between 0 and 1. So the whole is being counted in quarters. We can say the first jump is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. We have our whole, which is 4/4. So this is 5/4, and the other one is 6/4. But if we wanted to write that improper fraction in a different way, 6/4 would be equal to 1 and 2/4. So we're jumping in quarters. Let's look at another example. In this example, can you tell which markers are improper fractions? That's right. All the markers from after 1. So all of these markers are improper fractions. Because improper fractions means fractions that are greater than 1. Let's look closely at the gap between 1 and 2. There are 3 parts between 1 and 2. Therefore, we are counting in thirds. Let me show you. We have 1, 2, 3. So between 1 and 2, we have 3 parts, so we're counting in thirds. So let's continue counting in thirds. 1 would be considered 3/3. This is 4/3. 5/3. 2 is 6/3. And the next one, 7/3. 7/3 is an improper fraction, and another way of writing an improper fraction is 2 and 1/3. Let's continue with our last example. In our last example, you notice there are 7 gaps between 5 and 6. So we're counting in sevens. That means if we continue counting if we can jump here, that's going to be 5 and 1/7. Next, we would have 5 and 2/7, 5 and 3/7. And if we keep counting on and on, we're going to reach to 6 right here. Now, after 6, if we keep counting, we're still counting in sevens. That's going to be 6 and 1/7, 6 and 2/7, and this marker here will be 6 and 3/7. So I hope the examples really help. Okay, let's go back to our major question. It says, what is the improper fraction shown? Do you remember what you learned? Let's count the parts between 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 parts between 3 and 4. That means we're counting in sevens. So let's continue counting. If we count another 7, this is going to be 4 and 1/7. Then we'd have 4 and 2/7. Next, we'd have 4 and 3/7. So your answer here is 4 and 3/7.